Now, as the fragile Israel-Hamas ceasefire holds into a second week, preparations underway still for the release of 6 new Israeli hostages this week. It comes as Israel has been told by Hamas that 8 of the hostages to be freed during the entire deal's first phase are dead. That as the Palestinian militant group Islamic Jihad has also released video footage of the Israeli hostage Arbel Yehud, who is due to be released on Thursday. Well, let's discuss the latest. We're going to talk to our correspondent Noga Tarnopolsky, who joins us now from Jerusalem. Noga, first off, a very emotional 24 hours there. The news of those 8 hostages who've not made it, this video released as well, but still plans appear to be going ahead for the release of 6 more hostages this week.
That's right. And you've correctly pointed out the very heavy, the very dense emotional baggage, basically news that has been, that Israelis have been hit with. One of the impacts, for example, are renewed cries from the families of those 65 Israeli and foreign hostages who are not slated to be released in this phase 1 at all, who are slated possibly to be released in phase 2 if it ever comes into being. They have come out very strongly in the last 24 hours demanding that the government change the deal and make it all for all, even if it requires the government to declare an end to the war and to release all Palestinian security prisoners. They want their people back. And that is, at least in these last few days, as kind of the names of the dead, including Shiri Bibas and her 2 young children who do not appear to have made it alive. This has had a huge impact socially, societally in Israel.
And it comes as well, doesn't it, Noga, as we've seen those estimated 200,000 Palestinians now heading back to their homes, if, of course, there's anything left of them to head back to.
That's right. The estimate that I've been hearing is that around 60% of the structures in North Gaza were destroyed. If you look at the images, it looks like quite a bit more than that, I have to say. But, for the Gazans, for those who've survived, this is a moment of huge importance to be able to go back home, no matter what, Donald Trump or the new administration is hinting about. They're going back home. And it has to be said that for Hamas, what's left of it, this is also these are victorious images, because Hamas officials are those who are guiding, incredibly enough, it has to be said, they are those who are guiding those, 200,000 or so Gazans back home. For Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, again, this is politically a very complicated moment. He promised Israelis, and mostly he promised his own right-wing base, and I quote, total victory. That's what he promised without ever defining it. But I can assure you that for no Israeli were the sight of, a stream of Gazans heading home with no mechanism, no visible mechanism, certainly making sure that there aren't terrorists among those civilians who are returning up north. That wasn't the image of victory that they thought Netanyahu was promising them. So it's dicey, very dicey politically within Israel for them. That is adding to the pressure on the prime minister to return to negotiations to try and speed up the release of the hostages.
Noga, thanks very much. Noga Tarnopolsky joining us there live from Jerusalem.